Computer. All right. Well, good morning, Mary Jane. We're going to talk today about Taurus.
We are indeed. We're right on the day of the sun's coming into the sign of Taurus. So,
Oh,
and it's going to be pretty interesting for a little while. So, we've got a lot to talk about.
oh my goodness. So yeah, we're recording April 19th, so today starts the Taurus season.
Yep. Yeah, it came
Okay.
in a bit early this year, and that's fine. We'll get it in and out as soon as we can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
So,
what can we look forward to in Taurus?
oh, lots of things, lots of things. Taurus is a very interesting place to be hanging out, actually. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. This is important. Taurus is as an earth sign is involved with material things. Money is a big subject with
Okay.
Taurians, all Taurians.
Sure.
And while planets are going through Taurus energy, it puts a whole big impetus on money matters, financial matters, development of monies, development of economies. So we're into that big time in this, especially as Venus is here. Now, Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus.
Okay. Hmm.
So, and Venus, as we know, is very intéressée. She's fascinated by financial subjects, making money, getting money, keeping money. This is all very important to all the planets, all the energies coming from Taurus. But Venus is particularly interested in this kind of stuff. So we've got there. It's a huge accent on gain, on possession. Possession is a major word in with Taurus.
Oh, okay.
This is on the Scorpio Taurus axis. These two planets are the passionate planets, are the passionate signs. This is where uh, the stuff of operas happens. You know, this is where love and money are the major subjects along this axis, and certainly it's very important in Taurus. So we have this notion of keeping, possessing, gaining, defending, protecting our interests. Very important during this time of Taurus. It's a stubborn sign, a fixed sign, doesn't move very fast. In fact, some Taurians don't move at all. It can be kind of embarrassing sometimes. But the whole idea is to protect one's interests. And so it's hard to get a Taurian to move out of into new habits, changing his lifestyle, changing his surroundings. It's hard work. It's very hard work.
Absolutely.
We've lived with Taurians, and we
Yes,
know
we
what that's
have.
about. We know what that's about.
We love
So we have.
them and they're very close to them, yes.
Now, with the importance of Venus in Taurus, we have to do with aesthetic qualities as well. So Taurians are wanting to make comfortable surroundings. Comfort is a major word in the Taurian vocabulary, and but it has to be comfortable. We need big cushions and kind of very comfy surroundings to make us happy with the idea of the earth in mind, earth colors, first of all, getting close to the earth, gardening is a fantastic aesthetic outlet for Taurians, and also pottery. We'll see a lot of potters
Oh,
using this earth energy to decorate,
mm-hmm.
in fact. So this is where we're living. This is where we're trying to get on. Now, what's interesting this month is that Venus is there. She's not always right on time as we come into Taurus. She's right there in close conjunction with the sun and with Mercury as well. So we have as we hit the ground running, we're already very much involved in this Taurian protective energy. Now, what's kind of strange, and we have two, as I said before, we have two subjects that are going to be major, love and money. And we're going to talk a lot about these two things because the sky is a little bit crowded right now at the beginning of this period. And in fact, right now, the moon is acting up and is sort of looking around, feeling very unloved, unsatisfied, curious about other possibilities. There's a dream effect with Neptune going on today, on this, in the next couple of days. We're looking for something different. We're looking for something more exciting, looking for something a little more challenging. And so people who are very much involved with Taurus, and in fact, a lot of us are anyhow, are going to be feeling this energy this next couple of days. Okay.
Interesting.
So it's a time when we're going to see a lot of unsatisfied lovers out there, a lot of looking into the internet. I don't know about you, but every time I open my computer these days, on a sidebar, I've got all kinds of 50s plus singles clubs coming up. You know, let's hook up. The most incredible things. Well, this is not unusual, actually, with this kind of a sky. I'm thinking, okay, everybody's out looking for something. Fantastic. So why not? This is what it's all about. Makes the world go round, right?
Sure, sure, sure.
However, there are some elements to this lunacy that are creating, let's say, dubious situations already in money transactions and in what could easily turn into illicit love affairs on the side,
Right,
this kind of thing. Whatever it takes.
right.
But this is kind of going on through the month, at least through the first part of this period of Taurus. Also, there's one other thing about this particular week that's kind of interesting. My new friend Hygia, who's a little asteroid that doesn't turn anybody on except me, actually, but seems very active in people's approach to health and to well-being. Already the name talks to us about hygiene, questions of health, and taking care of oneself. Now, right now, Hygia is in sort of a confrontational mode with this Venus, with the Sun, with Mercury, and we're going to see the anti-vaccine activists really being noisy these next couple of days, next few days, in fact. This argument seems to keep on keeping on, and it's just hard to get people into a right phase to be taking proper care of themselves. However, this tendency is going to be, if not reversed, at least considerably slowed down as the month goes on. And so we're going to see a new reaction, a new positive reaction to the idea of general health, public health, which is what we're kind of involved in right now.
Right, exactly. Which is
No,
not a bad thing.
no, really not at all. Really not at all. So we've got so much, some sort of doubtful love interests being born these days. And also, there seems to be a tendency in the next until the end of the month, actually, to see domestic strife coming up over questions of money, questions of internal budget. Now, this can be domestic as well as in one's work situation
Oh,
and
interesting.
on a general
Well, I was wondering,
industrial level, huh?
right, I was wondering even on a nation, a state, a world level.
Sure, sure. It's all happening on all of these different levels, and it gets personal according to what degree and one is sensitive to these movements of Venus and of Uranus as well. But I'm thinking that they're on a personal level too. We're going to see until from the 23rd until the 30th, actually. The full moon is the 26th and 7th. And there seems to be a sort of a buildup of domestic struggle about taking care of money, investments that have to be made, purchases that have to be made, getting things ironed out. Just seems to be extremely difficult in couples, in families, in communities
Hmm.
on this kind of level. So we'll have to chill out, listen to everybody, get everyone's opinions and see what the best ways are to be using these funds, the goods that we have available to us.
Yeah,
Seems to
right,
be the way it goes.
right, right. Now, I know there's a full moon coming up I believe it's the 26th, 27th.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And it looks hot. It looks really hot.
In what way?
Well, I was talking about these new blossoming love affairs, and I'm thinking under this full moon, it's going to be particularly active. We're going to see a lot of flirting going on. I don't know how this happens with masks and shutdown, but you know, people always find a way to do what they need to do.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, if you've got you know, access to a hot tub or whatever, or you want a fantastic weekend, I'm thinking that the 26th and 27th are dynamite.
Full steam ahead. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, really, really a good one. Besides that, it doesn't look like the worst of full moons. It's rather passionate, but as far as taking care of money matters and so on, it looks like a fairly good time to be taking care of business if you have time.
Absolutely. Well, why not? Why not? Um, and I know that there are some important dates coming up, the 22nd, 23rd of April. We're getting
Right. Now,
into
this was
April.
again when we're going to see uh, tension. Tension as far as money matters, as far as getting things decided within the family, within the community, for instance. This is a time when it's hard to line up one's priorities, and it's hard to sell your product. You know, it's just not easy to get financial matters, especially financial matters,
Right.
ironed out.
Some,
Now,
yeah.
this could also be a period, if things take a more personal and up close turn, it's also a time when these arguments are not only about money, even not much about money, but a lot about jealousy, about emotional conflict that's going on. I'm thinking some of these love affairs on the side are getting a little bit too hot and maybe a little bit too close to home. So we're going to see a lot of jealous anger, this kind of reaction on the part of a lot of people. So it's hard to keep one's. It's all about possession, isn't it? At the same time, we're talking about money. We're also talking about our emotional status, our emotional well-being. To what extent do I can I feel loved? Am I appreciated? Am I valued? And this all comes home now. So as soon as we get into a period of strife, it's hard to separate the two tendencies,
When
actually,
tempers run high, they run high across the board, right?
just all over. That's the truth.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the truth.
Yeah. And then going into the beginning of May, what can we expect?
Well, again, the 2nd of May is another very nice romantic period. I'm thinking we've got the moon that's on top of Pluto in the sky, just make a fantastic conjunction, and in a lovely trine to Venus. So we're looking at, yeah, this is hot. This is a really nice, again, a very nice romantic period. I don't remember if it's a weekend or not. I can't think that far ahead, but whatever you can work into your schedule, I'm thinking this is a fantastic time to be hooking up romantically in any case.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that looks like the 2nd of May it's a Sunday
Oh,
for that weekend.
great,
I suppose.
great. Sunday in the park. It sounds wonderful.
It sounds really nice, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It sounds really very earthy.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
yes.
earthy.
Perfect for
This you
Taurus.
have to get in a good mood because on the 3rd and the 4th, we're coming again into a period of financial shock. Also, let's say coming into a wall, both emotionally and financially.
Right.
Things aren't moving, things aren't behaving the way we thought they were going to be. And so this is going to be another couple of days, the 3rd and the 4th of May, actually,
Yeah.
that look very difficult as far as signing contracts, especially the 4th, we get into a period of where Mercury is challenged. And it's a bad day for signing contracts. It's a bad day for legal dealings, any money transfers. Put
Sure.
them off until the 6th.
The 6th of May. Okay.
Yeah, we get into a much more clement attitude in the sky. Then we can start to negotiate. We can start to make promises. We can start to sign contracts. And also we can act to repair some of the damage in our relationships.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So the second part of this period is much happier actually than this first part that looks kind of angry. Tensions, all kinds of tensions, good passions and bad passions are running rampant, and it's just sort of hard to sort things out. But after the 6th of May, we're getting into a period of a new calm, a new exchange that's possible. Communication is much more apt to accomplish things. And again, an attitude of repairing any damage that's been done while we've been sitting back and watching all the traffic. The 8th and the 9th are good as well for that kind of negotiation, all kinds of dealings. However, during this period, you have to be ready to defend your interests. There's still shock coming in from figures of authority, from this is, what is it, the tax day in the States, perhaps, or
Oh
you're
goodness.
getting
Yes.
feedback from all kinds of figures of authority who aren't necessarily in agreement with your ideas. So while there's a nice period of exchange, be ready to defend your interests and take care of what's yours, what you want,
Hmm.
and standing up to authority, because typically you're on the right side. The individual is on the right side, but he's got to be ready to say, "Hey, this is what I need. This is what I want, and this is what I owe you." Instead of the other way around.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, setting boundaries and enforcing them and
Exactly, exactly. This
yeah.
is who I am and what I'm standing for today. So that's what we're really after during that particular period, the 8th and 9th of May. Then the 11th of day is the new moon, in fact, 11th of May,
Hmm.
and the sky is just opening up. It's looking like a real spring, finally, and we're on a much better, much more even keel. The sky gets really quite nice for us for that week of the 11th to the 16th of May. Just gentle. Enjoy it.
Good, good. I hope to.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Now, on the 17th, we're getting to well, the sun is coming over the black moon Lilith and making some challenges,
Hmm.
legal challenges, looking for growth, looking to spread out again. This notion of possessing and expanding and protecting what is mine.
Hmm.
A lot of monetary interests and purchases seem to take on a new expansion. Also, our relationships, some of these new relationships are going into a new importance. But there are inherent risks, both emotional and monetary, during this period. So you want to read the fine lines, read the fine print on anything you're looking at or signing, getting ready to buy, getting ready to sell, because there are inherent risks in our dealings during that time. So you want to take care of details.
Right, right. Well, it's always a good idea.
Well, it is, but I like to underline when we see the conflicts from, well, here we're talking about Jupiter, who's going, oh no, 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 as we're getting all set to do these wondrous things, sometimes the legal aspects can get out of our control, or that we just haven't paid proper attention. So this is when I like to say, yes, line up your dreams. That's great, but just make sure that all the dots are, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed before you get too crazy in your dreams.
Yeah, sounds
But
good. Sounds
for the
good.
but for the rest, yeah, we're going to end this month much easier, much more gently than we're involved in beginning it. That's for sure.
Oh, good.
And Taurus is always fun. Well, it's spring. I don't know. In some climates, it's already,
Oh,
spring. It's looking
right.
pretty good. It's getting warmer. You want to be outside. We'll see what we can get done with this COVID business that
Oh,
is maybe
exactly.
getting under control by now.
Well, I hope so. It's been long enough. And then, of course, in other climates, it's fall at this time of year. But
Yes, quite right. That's
still, just this kind of this transition time, and I mean, it's always pleasant. It's always fun. I love this time of year. Um, so it's always nice. And of course, we've got
yeah.
Mother's Day in there, and all of these outside things that we can do as well. So it's
Exactly. The
fun.
gardens are looking gorgeous finally, that we can finally get things done, change the
Mhm.
colors around us a bit. You'll be doing a lot of that at home, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. That's why I usually do this either at the office or in my dining room. I'm in the living room because my house is in complete chaos right now because of renovations. And so, but everything's going to be very much better come, in this period of Taurus.
Oh, absolutely. And
Absolutely.
it's growth. It's taking care of home too. Um,
Right.
did I mention cooking classes? Because Taurians love to eat. And this is a wonderful time to be doing exotic shopping, fixing exotic foods, taking that cooking class, whatever you can do. All these things are happening online. I always see these wonderful chef programs. They're showing us all kinds of fancy things. I don't do half of them, but the the excitement is there, and this is the time to turn on as far as taking care of our vegetables, getting involved with food again, with feeding ourselves again. It's
Oh,
great fun.
absolutely. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, I love cooking like Indian food and Italian food, Greek. Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
fun.
yeah. This is it is. It's a fun time to get back in contact with food, and especially since we kind of have to. I don't know. Here the restaurants are not even opening up yet, so
Right.
may as well have fun at home if you've got to eat anyway. I figure.
Well, and gardens are just starting, beautiful lettuces and greens and things like that. And
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
fun
Kind
to
of
get that.
titillating our taste buds.
Absolutely. And time to cook a special meal for a special someone.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, I expect a lot of this tomfoolery will be happening at home anyhow. So
Right, because we're not going out to restaurants and clubs anytime soon.
no, no, unfortunately. Well, I don't know. Unfortunately, lots of good things happen at home too.
But lots of good things happen at home. Absolutely. Well, Mary Jane, it's always enlightening. It's always fun. And I love seeing what we've got coming up in the month ahead. I like being prepared myself and know what to expect.
I find it's useful. I find it's useful if there are some days in here, that don't look that great, and you can just say, all right, maybe I just won't pick up the phone today or go looking for trouble. If you can put this off a little while, well, I think it's useful. Find a better moment to do what you want to do anyhow.
Well, and that reminds me that you had said, I believe it was in Aries, that mid-March was not going to be a good time for home renovations, especially huge projects.
Right? Yeah.
And I really wish I had paid close attention to that because this huge renovation project was a bit more difficult than anyone had imagined, and ran into some snags that were rather difficult. And so I don't know if it would have gone that much better, but it could have, had I just listened to your advice and waited.
Well, there you go.
But you know,
What
you're
can I say?
juggling with people's schedules. Had a plumber and
Oh,
drywallers and having to be at their mercy as well, but still, yeah,
that's it. That's it. That's it. Even, even if you have all the details all lined up and you've got all the buying and selling done and you've got all your pieces laid out,
right.
still you're dependent on other people's delays, other people's schedules, that's what we're talking about typically as we get involved in or products that don't show up. You
Right,
send off for this screw that you absolutely need
right.
and it just doesn't show up. And there's a lot of that going around these days too. So
Well, absolutely. But still, if I could have delayed, I probably should have, and didn't listen to you.
next house you'll listen to me.
Next time I'll listen to you. Absolutely. Yeah, when it's time to redo the kitchen plumbing, I will listen to you.
Okay.
Which reminds me that you do this thing called what is it? It's not a timing chart, but you look up for the
Well,
best.
it's oh, what do you call it? Well, we do horary charts. That is to say, election charts is what we really are looking for. This is calling up proper dates for an action, any kind of involvement, any kind of event that we need to schedule. Through astrology, we can find proper dates, and this can save you a lot of hassle in a lot of ways. If you're wanting to sign that contract, plan that marriage, plan elective operations for physical operations or other therapies, it's good to get involved with these things with a proper moon, with a proper solar planetary alignment. I find, it's kind of putting the gods on our side, after all, when we have important projects that we have to look at. So yeah, that's called elective or horary astrology. And I do that on top of people's birth charts. Of course, we have to look at the person and then adjust the sky to what he has in mind for us. So that's kind of what's involved with that. But it's very useful tendency, very useful tendency.
Oh yeah, no, this is a great idea. And Nancy Reagan famously took a lot of flack for this because she would help her husband Ronald to plan important dates and things like that
Absolutely.
according to astrology.
Sure,
Right.
sure,
So
sure. This is I find it extremely useful in all kinds of situations. I see a lot of people here for elective therapy or elective surgery. This seems to be
sure.
some of the main things. But I've also worked um, in industry with a woman who would not sign a contract without, a proper date. She was a stockbroker
Oh,
and took care of investments on all levels, all over the world, in fact.
mhm.
And so I was the house astrologer there, and it was great fun because she was a very used to counting on a proper planetary alignment to handle these clients. And she made us all a bunch of money.
I'm sure
So
you did very well. And I just looked on our website. We call that the event chart.
the event chart,
I knew
that's
we
it.
had a different name for it, event
Yeah.
chart. So yeah,
Uh,
I can highly recommend making an appointment for an event chart. You have something coming up, maybe when is the best time to retire? When is the best time to give my notice? When is the best time to start a new job, go on interviews, that kind of thing.
Start a new love affair.
Plan my plan my plumbing revision at home, right? Redo my
Right.
plumbing in my 100-year-old house. Um, to create an event chart.
The,
So there
the
is
the
that.
challenge of the week.
The challenge of
Right.
the week, exactly. You know what? I'm going to put the link to the event chart in in the description.
Oh, yeah, not bad. Very good idea. Very good
Right,
idea. And
right.
while we're talking about all these new romances getting started,
Yeah.
let me point out that I love to do comparative charts, chart comparisons
Oh, yeah.
between two people. Also,
Neat.
the combined chart that's called the composite chart is very useful if you're really serious about these new flirtations,
Relationships, right? So, right.
relationships of all kinds, in fact.
Yeah, we have this on on our website as the combined slash synastry chart.
That's it. Right,
Right.
right, exactly.
Synastry.
Exactly.
So, what is the chemistry between these two people? What
Exactly.
do they need
Exactly.
to know about each other? How do
See
they
what
work
you're
together?
going to do well together, see what you're going to maybe not do so well together,
Exactly.
and keep you out of a lot of trouble,
It's kind
save
of
you a
an
lot of
important
time.
part. Yeah, save you a lot of time and a lot of
Mm,
headache, right?
yeah,
Right? No, that we should absolutely put plugs in about those two, and I will put that in the description as well because I think it's important. All right. Well, Mary Jane, thank you so much for breaking it down for us for Taurus.
yay, right. So, Taurus, have fun, all you Taurians out there, everybody. And we can all use this Taurian energy.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and just have a good time
Absolutely. Yeah, we've all got something in Taurus,
for sure.
of us.
For
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
We'll see you again in Gemini.
In Gemini, right. I'll be here.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
See you next time.